Welcome back to the Bourbon Note, everybody. It's Wednesday night. We're live. Let's get into it. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Wednesday night live stream. See, there are a couple people in here. Peter White, cheers. Aaron 1974. Good to have you guys here. I know this was kind of a late notice again. Dave Renstrom in the house. What's happening? So close to 5,000 subs. We're going to talk about that tonight because I got to tell you, this last like 20 to 30 subs trying to get to this milestone has just been a slog, man. It's been crazy. See, Craft, I'm assuming that's Darren Crafton right there. Am I correct? Crafty in ICT. I don't know what ICT is. Is that an airport code? Yeah, we'll talk about the long, slow grind to 5,000 here. And we'll get into some whiskey here as well. So I should warn you guys, I know last time I came on here, I had said that I was having a bit of a cold, and so I didn't know how long the live stream was going to be. And then that went away. I just kind of had a stuffy nose and whatever. And now today the sore throat has kicked in. So I know I said it last week, but I really mean it this time. Might, depending on how this goes, have to cut out early here. But you know what? We'll see if doing a flight of Benchmark will take care of that. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. Please hold. Try to mute the mic for any of my clearing of the throat and whatever. So anyway, I was actually going through because I think I'm going to do like a 5,000 sub celebration. At this point, it's taken so freaking long that, I might as well celebrate it. And we've never really done like milestone celebration live streams here. And so I figured, why not? That'd be kind of fun to like plan a night and do kind of like a, maybe do like a bottle giveaway or something like that. And what I want to do is maybe take like some fun old clips and some skits that we've done along the way and kind of like kind of come up with like a little smattering of, just kind of like video clips from the channel as it grew and stuff like that. So what do they call that? Can't think of the word right now. I don't know why. Curate. That's what I'm looking for. Curate. Anyway, so I was going through some of the old clips, and one of the ones that, one of the first skits that Greg and I ever did was back when this lineup of Benchmark first came out. It was only available in Indiana, and we were both super excited to get our hands on some of it. And these are becoming more widely available now, so I figured, do a little sampling of it. My sister went down to Indiana, and I kind of gave her a list of all these bottles, and she found all of them right away. And these are all budget friendly. They range from like 20 to 25 on the high end. So, I mean, all of them, like this is 20 to 22, 23, 24, $25. They're all like sub 25, 26 bucks. And anyway, so when we did our video, and this was a few years ago now, we did a skit at the beginning. We filmed it right around Christmas, and we ended up making like a Gremlins sort of skit where we filmed like a gift exchange. And Greg gives me a bottle of Benchmark, but he says it comes with some rules. Don't ever put water in it and don't ever drink it after midnight. And then it cuts and it shows me drinking the Benchmark after midnight. And when I wake up the next morning, all these other bottles of Benchmark have showed up. So it's like a play on the Gremlins thing. Anyway, it was fun. So I think I'll maybe show some of those. And we did like a Halloween skit once. We did another skit once that was racy. That'll be on there. So I think I'll do kind of like a Bourbon Note retrospective for the 5,000 sub live stream. We'll probably do that on a Friday night so we can have a little fun. Anyway, I tell you all that to tell you this. While I was watching that skit with the benchmarks, it just kind of reminded me, it's been a long time since I've done the full flight. And these just became available in Minnesota, and I know that they're making their way around the country now. So I don't know. I was kind of thinking maybe I should film an actual, like, flight video of these for the channel, like edited content to put out. But I thought it'd also be fun to do it on the live stream here. So I'm going to get these poured up. I was a little late getting home from dinner with the lovely wife, and so I didn't really get to set up too much beforehand. Usually I try to get all this stuff out of the way. So let me know in the comments, what are you guys sipping on? If any of you saw, well, some of you have seen and commented on my short that I just put up yesterday about the Bourbon Jerks. Yeah. Tom has added his son to the mix over at the Bourbon Jerk. That's awesome. I watched the video, Tom, and I did kind of meet him the night we did our live stream very briefly, but his name escapes me. I apologize. If you want to put in the comments. I meant to comment on that video, actually. But my Patreon, I watched that through Patreon, and my Patreon app has been really weird lately. Like, I haven't been able to... I love it when I'm pouring a flight, and I try to make them even, and they just systematically get larger and larger pours as I go. Jim Domeyer's in the house. Hope you're all well. Yeah, we hope you're well as well, Jim. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, my Patreon app. So yeah, I've been kind of steering clear of it a little bit. Like when I try to upload my videos for Patreon. Ty, okay, that's right. Met the guest we've had on the channel. Yeah. I spoke to him very briefly that night. He was like in the producer role. One of my favorites tonight, Peter White sipping on Trails N 10-year. Garyana Oak Finish. I have a Doc Swinson's with the Garyana Oak Finish. It's really good. I've never heard of Trails. Well, I think I maybe heard of Trails N, but I'm not terribly familiar with it. So, non-bike riding, Dave Vogel saying too cold for bike riding. Well, in your world, Dave, it's got to always be too cold for bike riding, right? I would hope. Have I been wrong about you all these years, secretly riding bikes? Closeted bike riders. Let's see, who else do we have in here? Troy from Baker Drinks. Finally able to catch one of these. It was good to have you, Troy. I missed that. I didn't see Tom had put Cheers Troy, and I was like, wait a minute, is Troy in the house here? By the way, Troy, I just saw the short that you guys put up for the birthday cake shot for Laura's birthday, and it's unless I actually go to your page and then go to the shorts tab to see when the shorts came out, I can't tell if that's an older one, but it looks like the comments were from like a week ago. So tell Laura I said happy birthday. I hope you guys had a good time doing whatever you did to celebrate. Okay, let's get into this. After dinner, going to pour a 45th parallel cast strength rye. That sounds interesting. Aaron, where are you at in the world? I don't know that I'm familiar with 45th parallel. I maybe have heard of that, but I don't know. It's funny, whenever I hear a whiskey brand that I don't think I've heard of, I always leave a little room for the fact that I probably have heard of it and I just don't remember. But I've certainly never had it, or probably seen it. In the meantime, what's you guys' opinions on these benchmarks? I thought they were kind of like, meh, whatever. At $25, the foolproof is a buy all day. So I'm happy that they have that in Minnesota now. So let's go through the proof here and the names of it. The top floor, 86 proof. They go in ascending proof here. Small batch, 90 proof. Single barrel, 95 proof. Bonded, 100 proof. And then, of course, we have the full proof at 125 proof. So we're going to get through these. Again, now that they're becoming a little bit more available around the country, you know, maybe doing a video on these might be in order. Let's see here. What else do we have? And beyond that, I may just have to rely on you guys for topics to talk about, because I'm assuming you've had them then, Tom? If you haven't bought any since they showed up, and I'm assuming that means you probably had them. I've always said consistently about like the top floor at 86 proof. Some people like this. You know, Myron likes this over at Bourbon Drop. I've always said that the Benchmark top floor is basically like regular Benchmark got dressed up for a court appearance. It's like just, you know, it's Benchmark. It's just gussied up a little bit, but it's not fooling anybody. At least that's how I feel about it. But, you know, to each their own. Myron likes that one. And which one is this one again? Small batch. Okay. I can tell you on the nose they definitely go up in quality, although the single barrel, I think was... I didn't particularly care for the single barrel the first time I had it. Yeah, Troy, I'm inclined to agree with you on that. Benchmark is a perfect new drinker starter pack. The only thing I would say about that is that you're getting, I agree with you, you're getting like, you know, different Rick positions, you're getting the higher proof, and you get the ascending proof, so it's a good way to sample that. You get the bottled and bond and the single barrel. But they are all the same profile, you know, so. But yeah, I agree with you, you know, for the $100 that you can get all of them for. Cheers, Torab Hodel. How's Bitcoin doing? Hey, Google, how much is Bitcoin worth right now? Let's find out. I have the slowest Google thing in the world.
Here is some information from the web that might possibly help. On the website Coinbase.com, they say, the current price of Bitcoin is $114,363.
Hey, Google, stop. All right, there you go. That's the price of Bitcoin right now. Snag all those Alberta Premium cask strengths you can. Yeah, that I do have to go back up to that store and do some shopping, because I filmed some other videos up there too that are coming. So I put out a short yesterday that was about, and that was that same store. I went and filmed a couple of shorts in a liquor store, and they had some really good sales. And that, Mr. Mom, what's happening? That store tends to have pretty good sales anyway, you know, so them having a good sale on a bourbon is not uncommon. For those of you that didn't see the short, a lot of these different bottles and brands had red dots on the price tag, or on the little, you know, on the shelf. And so I asked the guy what the red dots were, because I thought maybe it was another sale or something like that. And he said that those are brands that they're just not selling, so they're gonna discontinue them and not carrying them anymore. And it was like Knob Creek 12-year had a red dot. The whole Whiskey Row, Old Forester Whiskey Row, some Jefferson stuff, Green River. And so I thought that was wild. Now it's a chain store, and I went to another location of theirs after that, and they weren't doing the red dot thing. So I'm thinking maybe this one's in like a smaller town, and so maybe they're just kind of downsizing their bourbon selection. Wolf E, what's happening? So anyway, I put the short up just to kind of get some feelers out there to see if see what people think of that. Yeah, the Knob Creek 12 is on sale for $55. Yes, Knob Creek 12. I couldn't believe it. So $55. It's normally $60 in Minnesota at most places. So I mean, $5 off is $5 off, but it's not like a ridiculous price. But they had that Alberta Premium cask strength rye for like $55. I think was the price on that. You walk through the Walmart booze section, and the whiskey is missing at least 4 feet from last year. Yeah, it's getting to that point. But I kind of found it. Hold on a sec. I clear my throat here. Sorry, this cold is just like, it doesn't have the decency to just be a bad cold that just knocks me on my ass for a couple of days. It's just that annoying one that's just hanging on. And just, you know, not sick enough that I can justify taking a day off work for it. It's just enough to be annoying. But I wonder, like, one of the brands at this store was the the 2XO, the whole 2XO line. And that one I get because, I don't know, I feel like that brand in particular, I've had maybe one or two of them. They were all right, but I mean, what they're priced for, it's just, I mean, the standard like $100 bottle for just the regular offering. I think they have like well, I've got one of them back there. It's like the French oak. I got that on sale for like $35. It's all right. Ben, the cruise cough. Actually, you know what, Troy? This time, I almost always get sick on vacation. I always get a cold or something. No matter where I go, it's just a thing. I went out to Baltimore to visit family for a weekend a couple months ago, and I ended up having COVID. And I'm the only one who got it. Nobody else in the family that we hung out with got it. My wife and stepson that I flew with and went there with didn't get it. Only one. So anyway, I managed to, on this Europe trip, I managed to dodge getting sick. And I was like, all right, back for a couple of days and didn't get sick. And then my sweet little granddaughter came over. It was just all sniffles and all coughs. And you know how it is with kids. Any chance they get, they just cough and sneeze directly into your face. So I can blame my sweet little granddaughter for the cold. But you know what? If that's the case, I'm happy to have it because I was not going to miss out on seeing her. So I was willing to just take the cold. So anyway, let me know your opinions on that stuff about the liquor store and the brands. But let's get into this. Again, going in ascending proof, starting with the 86 proof Banger, the top shelf. Yeah, again, I stick to my guns on that. It's a regular Benchmark dressed up for a court appearance. You know? It's like some khakis that don't fit, came from the thrift shop. Like an old sweater. I don't know. It's not horrible, but it's not something I would buy again. I've had these bottles for years. And the only one I've really put a big dent in is this. And the full proof, this is my second bottle of this. But these, I don't know. Not my jam. So let's get into the small batch at 90 proof. Really what I'm doing is I'm just rifling through these so I can get to the blend. Ultimately. I know what I meant to do and I forgot to adjust the background music. Hopefully that hasn't been annoying. So let me know, let me ask you guys' opinion on something here. So I had mentioned at the beginning that if I ever freaking get to this 5,000 sub milestone, where did I put my phone? Let's see where we're at. I'm guessing we haven't moved. I don't see the old number 8. Yeah, when we originally did the video for this, we had the Benchmark 8 in there, but I sure as hell was not buying a bottle of it. Even if I do this as a recorded content video. Oh, there's one subscriber. Okay. It's so funny, like, I don't place too much, on the milestones or whatever. But I've always kind of thought, like, when you get 5,000, I'll do, like, a fun live stream or something like that. And so it's not that I, necessarily hang my hat on making sure I hit X amount of subscribers. But when you're that close to like another kind of milestone and when it's going slowly, sometimes you get, a video that will come out and you just get a bunch of subscribers like in a row and you're kind of, the subscribers definitely ebbs and flows. And right now it's ebbing as hell. So if you're that close to a milestone and then you release a video that you end up getting like, 50 subscribers off of, it just kind of happens quickly. But this has been like, I've been like 20, 30 away from it for so long that now it's kind of become like this ongoing thing of like, good Lord, is this ever going to happen? And then it seems like I'm losing subscribers like 1 or 2 every couple days. It's like I get a couple subscribers and then I look back and then now I'm back down to the same thing. It's like, so a lot of subscribers are dying apparently, and their bereaved loved ones are deleting their social media and internet presence. Otherwise, I don't know why my subscriber amount would be going down. That's the only possible explanation. The Bonded and Foolproof are my favorites. Foolproof is a good value. Haven't tried the rest. The Foolproof is a great value. You could pop on another channel that is live, and they will make sure you get the 5K. I know I'm 9 subscribers away from it. 9 measly stinking subscribers. Our channel is doing the same thing the past few weeks. Yeah, it's weird. But you guys you guys blew right past the 5 mark. Because, after that one went viral, when you were telling me that night, Troy, that, you got, I can't remember what the number was, but this massive amount of subs. So it must have been really quick that you went from, 1 point to this whole nother level, which would be weird because then you don't really notice the, hitting the milestone. With me, it's just it's just sitting because I was, like I said, I always just kind of said, at 5,000, I'll do something fun. Thought it would happen sooner. Let's see. YouTube has unsubscribed some of the channels I follow. That's weird. I've heard of that happening before, actually. So anyway, yeah, and now this last 9, 10 subscribers, I think, is just going to be a bitch. So anyway, but getting back to the what I was saying about now that there's more people here in the chat, I think for the celebratory live stream, I'll maybe do maybe a bottle giveaway or something, or a bottle raffle, or something like that. And remain steadfast, Nate Carlson. I'm holding strong, Nate. I appreciate the support. But what I wanted to do is kind of like the Bourbon Note, a retrospective, and all the skits that we've done. I'm going to cut those up and play them. But some of them are 5 minutes long. Do you think that's too long to play a 5-minute skit as part of a longer live stream, like a Friday night live stream? I don't think it is, because the skits are I think they're kind of cool. And if nothing else, maybe it'll be a good, way to take a break or something like that. But I thought I'd maybe go back and kind of chop up, edit out all the skits that we've done and play those, and maybe play some bloopers or something like that. I'm going to have to come up with some stuff, but yeah, I thought that'd just be kind of fun to kind of go back over some of the Bourbon Note stuff over the years. Maybe show some of the early solo content that I did. Remind me on Saturday we will push our stream to sub you. I imagine we'll have a lot of overlap. There are likely 9 unique subs we can get. Well, thank you, Troy. I appreciate that. I might actually be around to watch your live stream that night, as the weather is taking a dive in Minnesota. So, Troy, as you well know, we've talked about this. I'm less available in the summer because we have very limited time that the weather's nice, and so the weekends get pretty packed up with, if nothing else, just hanging out in the garage bar with my wife. And once the weather gets crappy, then it's kind of like, all right, well, we're not doing anything. We're home. All right, let's get into the Bonded here. Oh no, this is a single barrel. This is the one that the first time through I didn't care for quite as much, actually. That's all right, but I feel like at 95 proof, it's missing a little something. Of the first 10 channels I subscribed to, only one is left. That was around 15 years ago. Well, I'm just going to be like a cockroach. I'm just going to be the last one screaming about bourbon on the internet, because I just base my entire self-worth on people listening to me talk about bourbon. I'm just kidding. I don't. You did title the show 10, 15, 25 Live versus Benchmark Live. Torp, I thought about that. I didn't actually get the idea to do the benchmark flight until an hour ago. Which, that's the thing, too. With my live streams, I need to plan them out better. Because the reason that I always use that same template for, the live stream is I just never know if I'm for sure going to go live. And, tonight I didn't put the thing up until, I don't know, later in the afternoon today. So I got to get better about that. Again, that's another thing where, when the weather is worse, definitely be a little more prone towards planning something out a week in advance, as far as maybe having some guests on and stuff. So yeah, I thought about that with the thumbnail, but I didn't have time to make a new one. So the single barrel is all right, but yeah, I just feel like should have a little more bite to it. Not bite like proof, because it's only 95 proof, but I don't know. I feel like it's thin, maybe. I am raw dogging these because basically I'm just paying attention to the ascending proof and the very slight nuance. Does not cost anything to hit the like and thumbs up button. That's exactly right. Non-bike riding Dave Vogel saying, coming through with the wise words, and I appreciate that. Hit the like, hit the sub, thumbs up. All right, let's get into the bonded. Oh, ooh, that one tastes off. Good Lord. It must be because it's so low in the bottle, right? All the science. Cheers, A. Hope you picked up that bottle of Alberta Premium Cask Strength. I didn't, but I am going to go back and grab one. Yeah, I definitely have to go grab a bottle of that. They had a couple other ones, too. I've got some more shorts that I filmed. I can't remember exactly what they were, but they had some good deals on some other stuff, too. They had a Larceny Barrel Proof for like $55, which is interesting because they used to be $60, and now the Larceny Barrel Proofs, I think I saw the A125 once. I didn't pick it up. I was going to pick it up somewhere else, and then I never ended up seeing it, and I never saw any of the other batches of Larceny Barrel Proof. So Larceny Barrel Proof is still holding strong, and it was like gaining popularity while all these other brands are kind of evening out. The Larceny Barrel Proof is apparently the new allocated banger. And the other thing that's getting a little frustrating is those are now pushing $70 like the Elijah Craigs used to be, where, the Larcenys were historically, $58, I think. How old is the Alberta Cask Strength stuff? I've been, never been able to find anything. I don't know, honestly. I don't know what the age is. I've never owned a bottle. I've actually had it once or twice with some neighbors. So, but it was really good, and I don't really remember exactly what it tastes like, but I remember saying that that's dangerous whiskey because it doesn't drink ethanol-wise, like 130 some proof is the one I had, but it flavor-wise does, and so it tastes really good, and the ethanol's not overbearing, and yeah, it can get you in some trouble with that one. God, that tastes dusty. It's weird. The bonded is definitely sticking out here. I don't know what to deal with that. Zamir, did the bottle shape change? The full-proof bottle looks more squared. Oh, yeah. Huh. I didn't even notice that, but yeah, you're absolutely right. It's definitely different. Yeah, these are from the very first run, and this is from like, I don't know, within the last year, I think. But yeah, those are absolutely different bottles. Huh. I wonder if the rest of the lineup changed then, too. So this must be just the new ones. Interesting. Hey, good eye, Wolfie. I'm sitting right here, and I didn't notice that. It's a maple pancake, sweet, crisp, and savory still. Are you talking about the Alberta Premium? Because that sounds delicious. 5 years old, except batch 1 that was older. I think somebody said it was batch 2 that was in that video, actually, and I think they're on batch 5 now, so. All right. Oh, I want to show you guys something here. Hold on before I get into the full proof. Speaking of bottles on the shelf, I did find another. I've got one of these, but I found a 1792 aged 12 years. Sitting on the shelf, $55. So MSRP just sitting on the shelf. That, a couple of years ago, would have been absolutely unheard of. I've only seen this twice, and I bought it both times. And one was like a year ago. So, and I paid a little up for it. I didn't, not full secondary prices, but I paid a little bit. Sugar Kitty is in the house. All right, so there's the meow for Sugar Kitty. So anyway, I'm debating on what to do with this. I mean, should I like raffle this off or something like that in the 5,000 sub thing? Are people interested in the age 12 years 1792 still? It's a good bourbon. I like it. And F Bikes, I haven't Reddening for like I haven't been riding for like 16 years and don't miss, and honestly, hiking does the trick. Yeah, whatever floats your boat. Let's get into the benchmark foolproof. That floats my boat as far as this whole thing here. 1792 toy beer is my favorite of the 1792s, right behind foolproof store picks. Now it sounds like someone stepped on my foot. I mean, it's the same meow that had the music behind. I'm just cutting it off before the music kicks in. I'd buy it for MSRP if I saw it. I see that Legacy never made it past Gelf. Do you want me to grab you one and hang on to? I don't know what that means. Just a couple of Canadians talking to each other in their own language. Just like last week. Cheers. Yeah, for $25, I don't think you can go wrong with that. That's always just going to be a great value in bourbon. Might be the king of value bourbons. I don't know. I do think that the Sam's Club Members Mark, the 110 proof single barrel for $19, if that was regularly available, that would be the undisputed king of budget bourbons for sure. Speaking of which, I am going to do a Patreon raffle tonight. There's only 3 people left that haven't won yet, and so it's going to be one of those 3. And so I'm going to raffle off 2 ounces of that Members Mark, and I know it's just a cheap, budget bourbon, but I think it's really good, and a lot of people are saying they can't find it. And so just to give somebody an opportunity to at least try it, 2 ounces of the Old Huckleberry, and then I'll come up with something, something a little more higher tier than those 2. Because I thought that Old Huckleberry was actually pretty good for being one of the Spirits Direct Total Wine brands. I wouldn't pay the $50 they asked for it. I got mine for $30, but yeah, it worked. I brought mine to Europe, or some sample bottles and drank on the plane, allegedly. So anyway, these pretty much all go in order, except for whatever reason, that Bonded just tastes completely off tonight. I don't know what the deal is, but let's get into the blend. So, to surmise, I would say, I don't know, unless you want to get the whole thing, because it's kind of like Troy was saying, you get the whole set for like $100. Why not just, then you have the whole set on your shelf. But I don't know. I don't really. There are a couple of good 86 proof bourbons out there that I would rather just buy instead of this. So the last few patients get to be your Huckleberry. Yes, exactly. Yep. The small batch and the single barrel. Single barrel's better this time than I remember it being. But I got to try this Bonded again because it's something's off about this one. Oh, that's so weird. And it's just that one. Get a cuddle from Ben, Patreon. Thank you, Sugar Kitty, for throwing up the link. Yeah, if you guys want to join the Patreon, I'm doing a new show on there called The Comments Section. I'll probably film one of those tonight or tomorrow. I didn't film one in a couple weeks here because I've been on vacation, so I'm trying to catch up. And the comments section has been a little quiet, so I'm trying to curate some comments to talk about. But that's when I go through the comments and comment back, make a video of it. You get the videos a day early. There's some other bonus content on there. So yeah, if you want to support the channel, you get entered into all of my drawings for samples. So yeah, if you want to support the channel, I'm trying to build up towards buying a new laptop because my laptop is slowly but surely just limping its way to the finish line here. Mike Meyer, what's happening? If you're lucky, it might be a bit more than a cuddle. Well, that depends on what tier you subscribe at. I mean, you got to pony up more than, a few bucks to get the full-on cuddle. I mean, that's a top-tier benefit. All right, let's get into the blend here. I would definitely recommend the Foolproof. Let's go cascading blend just to be fancy, even though you guys can't see it from there. All right, so with all those samples, I basically ended up with one regular size pour of whiskey, so that worked out. Okay. Tomorrow's video, by the way, my guess on your bonnet almost empty is getting old. You know what's weird is you guys all know how I feel about the neck pour. I think it's complete bullshit. I don't know why people still believe it. But I have said I could see how maybe a bottle getting super low and for a very long time might change a bit. And maybe that's happening. Greg and I did an experiment with that a while ago, though, and really didn't really notice a big... We took a single barrel right next to each other, one that was almost gone and had sat there for a few months, and one that was a fresh crack, and there really wasn't a notable difference. I didn't notice a difference. Greg said maybe. And then we had a bottle of Buffalo Trace that were purchased right next to each other on the shelf, so presumably the same batch. And one of them had sat about this low for over a year, and then we fresh cracked the other one, and it was no difference. Any difference was just so minuscule it wasn't even... So I don't know. I don't know how that works. But I don't believe that adding this much air to a new bottle is going to drastically change the flavor profile like everybody else seems to believe. I don't get it. Send your hate mail to thebourbonnote@gmail.com or just drop it in the comments. Okay, let's get into the blend. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for showing up tonight. I know, again, it was kind of short notice, and, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Yeah, the blend, it's better than the bonded. But I think they all just together kind of collectively maybe bring down the foolproof a notch, and maybe that's just me being a proof hound, but it's definitely the most flavorful of all of them. And it's good. It's 100% worth a buy. I'm happy to see Early Times BIB in Minnesota. It's about time at least one liquor store I frequent. Mike, I just saw that finally up at Spirits Liquor. It was sold out, but they had it on the shelf, and they had these on the shelf too. Love to stay and see how the blend plays out, but we've got to get over to the in-laws for the Mariners game. Have a great night. Well, it's good to see you in the chat, Troy. You guys have a great night. Tell Laura I said hello. So yeah, I mean, I wish we would have gotten Early Times Bottled and Bond back when it was the black cap. But I feel like every blue cap bottle I've had, and I've had like 3 of them, have all been completely different. So I'm interested. The last one I had was garbage, and I still have a little bit of it left. And so I'm interested in picking up another one, and see how that kind of compares. Now try versus Stag Junior with a drop of water to even it out. Try the blend versus Stag Junior. None of these together versus Stag with an ounce of water, I don't think is going to beat the Stag. But you never know. Hold on a second here. Okay. Trying not to cough directly into the mic here. So yeah, folks, maybe I'll, I don't know. I'll include something else in the sample pack for the Patreon. So I'm going to get, before I forget, I'm going to cue that up. Oh, for crying out loud. The keyboard's in front of all these bottles here. So, all right. Let me just get this ready. Okay, so that's queued up and ready to go. We're going to do that in a few minutes here. And then I'm probably going to get out of here because I think what I'm going to do is take the remainder of this pour, maybe add a little bit to it, and I'm going to make a hot toddy out of it and see if that helps with the cold. It's weird because I had like a 3-day mild cold of just kind of like stuffy runny nose, no sore throat or anything. And then the stuffy runny nose thing kind of went away. And then the sore throat kicked in today. So I don't know. It's been a weird one that doesn't want to seem to make up its mind. All right. That's what I'm going to do. Let's get this drawing going here. Add this to the stage. Okay. So I saw Jim Domeyer was in here before, and Mike Myers here, and Jim Turner. You shuffle these up. So this is for a 2-ounce pour of the Old Huckleberry, which I know is nothing fancy, but hey, if you want to try before you buy. That Members Mark 110 proof single barrel, which I think is a really good bourbon, especially for what it is, like $19. I've had people say in the comments that they've bought it and they've gone to go buy a couple of backup bottles and it's sold out. So I think people are actually really liking that one. And a lot of people, I think, are having a hard time finding it because it doesn't sound like they sell it at all Sam's Club. So I know it's a couple of budget pours, but then I'll come up with something to sweeten the deal here, something a little bit better. So anyway, for the sample pack, Patreons, let's get into it. Who do we have? Jim Turner, the one who's not here tonight. All right. Now, if nobody joins the Patreon by the next time I do a live stream, I'll maybe just send out a sample pack to each of the remaining Mike Meyer and Jim Domeyer. Are people seeing Buffalo Trace products on the shelf more now in Minnesota these days? Still never really see Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace, or H. Taylor, so I bought a few online at a decent price. I've been seeing, I see Buffalo Trace once in a while. I haven't seen Eagle Rare in a while, actually. That seems like that's gotten more scarce. But I did see my local store put up 3 or 4 bottles of E.H. Taylor small batch for $69, $70. So I picked one up. That's about as high as I'll go for that. But, you know, I do like E.H. Taylor quite a bit. And so I figured, you know, why not snag it for that? Because if I were to order it for $55, and by the time I pay the shipping on it, that's what I'd pay anyway. E.H. Taylor small batch was at Andy's Liquor, Rochester, Minnesota last month, $60. All right, nice. Dave Renstrom, have not. I think I saw 1 bottle of Eagle Rare behind the counter at South Lindale. Sometimes stumble on a Buffalo Trace, no EHT. Do see Buffalo Trace on occasion in Hudson. I have to imagine, I know Buffalo Trace had said that with this big expansion, that kind of is what allowed them to do the Eagle Rare 12-year. I don't know how they worked that out mathematically, but for some reason, somehow, that expansion, that was like their first thing. And it's like, it kind of sucks that they took that expansion and the first thing they used it for was to create a brand new, highly sought after allocated whiskey that nobody can get. You know, I haven't had the Eagle Rare 12-year. I'm sure it's good, but you know, you really can't put out more E.H. Taylor small batch. You know, you can't put out more Weller Antique 107. Like, come on. It can't be that hard to get regular Buffalo Trace to the shelf in E.H. Taylor. They have a barrel open to all stuff that's not at most other places. ER10 was probably 11 years, and they just waited another 14. It could be. Plus, now there's an E.H. Taylor among the BTAC this year. Yeah, there's that. Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare becoming almost a shelfer here. Wolfie, where are you again? I can't remember. I know you've said it before. Seeing Buffalo Trace and E.H. Taylor small batch a lot more frequently in Illinois. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they can't put out, like, it's not like E.H. Taylor, it's not age stated, but I mean, it's not like it's a 10-year, you know. Put some of that out. Put out some Antique 107. Like, I like the basic kind of offerings from, you know, I'm not asking for, you know, E.H. Taylor barrel proof to be showing up all the time or whatever, but you should be able to get the small batch out, you know? So anyway, I'll have to send Jim Turner a message. Why do I still have this up here like an idiot? I just realized that. Yeah, I never see any kind of Weller either. I know, and I'm a Weller fan of the Antique 107. I like Weller products in general, but I know a lot of people hate on the Special Reserve. For a $25 bottle, I think it's really good. SAS store picks are rough to be where even a recent 1792 full-proof Sazerac pick hit locally and it's subpar. Really? Coastal North Carolina. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it is interesting hearing about you know, what everybody else's experience around the country has been with whiskey lately because I know, I mean, it's kind of been the talk of bourbon tube and it's kind of getting old and played out or whatever, but, you know, with the bubble bursting and whatever. I was talking to the guy that runs the liquor store around here, and he was saying that, you know, sales are down, and said the single barrels were getting hard to move, which I was kind of surprised by. So he had some of them on sale, and they're good single barrels. So, all right, folks. Well, I think I'm going to call it. I know it's about 15 minutes early, but yeah, I'm going to take the rest of this whiskey, and I'm going to turn it into a hot toddy because that always seems to help. If you've never made one of those when you have a cold, highly recommend. So we'll see. You know, hopefully that that'll help out, and hopefully this is just a fluke. I thought I was over. I thought I had like a 3-day cold, and I was excited about it. Now all of a sudden it seems like it's coming back. So Sazerac has been pumping out tons of picks that no one tastes first, and many are a bust. Okay. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, you have a good one too, Mike. Yeah, cheers, everybody. Tomorrow's video is the top 5 whiskey brands I've been ignoring and probably shouldn't be. And so that's a video that I'm looking for some feedback on because it's more about, you know, what would you recommend from these brands? What should I be looking for? Stuff that I want to explore. If you're a Patreon member, it's already up. I've already gotten some comments from Patreon members on it. So if you want to go check out the Patreon, if you want to support the channel, see some bonus content, head over there. And for the Patreon subscribers, I will get a comments section filmed pretty soon here. I don't think I'm going to do it right now because I'm just not feeling well, but saw Woodford Reserve Barrel Proof Rye at a Binny's for $129. I didn't know Woodford Reserve had a Barrel Proof Rye. That's interesting. Hope the drink works. Well, you know, it can't hurt, so if nothing else, I'll just get to enjoy a drink. That's the way I look at it, but thank you. So anyway, see you guys later. We will catch you on the next one. And yeah, check out the video tomorrow and send me your feedback because that's what I'm looking for. Cheers, everybody.